Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dan Lags and welcome back to a brand new video here on Dan Lags Plus. Guys, we're doing something a little different from Pokemon today now that the Insurgents Let's Play has been completed. And guys, we're only 1 week away from the release of Call of Duty World War II, which is coming out next Friday, so a week from today, which is fantastic. So I thought I'd do a Call of Duty video today. I'm going to be doing another top 10. I've done a couple of these in the past. I did my top 10 games, top 5 zombie maps. Today I'm going to be doing top 10 multiplayer maps. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be basing the list off of a couple different factors, starting off with the design of the map, color scheme, the symmetry. The most important factor though is going to be my personal liking of each map and my enjoyment playing it in the past, and how much I personally like the maps. That's going to go into it the most. But I'll also factor in how it plays over multiple game modes and a couple other small things as well. So let's go ahead and get started with number 10. Coming in at number 10 is going to be Block from Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare Remastered. And we're starting off the list number 10 with a map from the first Call of Duty I ever played. And I absolutely love Block. This is going to be a little bit of an interesting one to put at the beginning of the list because this might surprise a lot of people. I don't necessarily think Block is one of the most beloved maps in Call of Duty, and even in Call of Duty 4. I really think if you probably polled most people, I don't even think they would have Block in their top 5 maps just from COD 4. But my list is obviously going to be a little different since it's my own personal opinion. And Block is one of my favorite maps from that game. I just love how it plays for headquarters. I love how it plays for TDM, just being able to snipe across the buildings at people. I love the theme of the map in terms of it's kind of like snowing. It's in this cool setting, and I love how there's a empty swimming pool in the very back of the map that is one of the headquarters spots. So I don't know, it's a great map for headquarters, and that's like the main game mode I played when Call of Duty 4 was out like a decade ago. So that's why it sneaks in at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is Castle from Call of Duty World at War. And we're not going in order based on when the games come out. This is just coincidence so far. But Castle is number 9. And Castle is going to be one of a couple of World at War maps you're going to see on this list. In my personal opinion, COD World at War has the best overall maps in the history of the series in terms of the quality of every single map. And that might go into just multiple factors, one being the setting, being a World War II game. So maybe we can hope that the new game coming out next week is going to be, great maps because of the setting. So I think that does play a big factor into World at War maps, and Castle is definitely one of those. It's set in Japan. I believe it's just like the Emperor's, castle, I guess. And really fun map to play. It's not, I wouldn't call it the most symmetrical map in the world. It's really, I wouldn't consider it like a 3-lane map or anything, like a traditional Call of Duty map. It just plays well. It's a really good looking map, and it's hard to put my finger on, exactly what makes this map tick, but it's just always been one of my favorite maps from that game, just because, well, it just brings back a lot of memories, first off, just from World at War, playing that game. And I just think the map doesn't specifically have like a great symmetry to it, but the design is just perfect. And that's actually a big theme in like the World at War maps, where the maps aren't necessarily like 3-lane maps or very symmetrical, but they just have really solid designs to them, even if it's not like a traditional style of map making, which I think is what makes that game so fun. Coming in at number 8, and I swear this is not in order, but we have Modern Warfare 2 and we have Rust. So everybody loves Rust. If you've played Modern Warfare 2, which is, one of the most popular COD games of all time, it's my favorite COD game of all time, me personally. Rust is a classic 1v1 map set in the middle of the desert. It's just a big square. There's no symmetry to it. It's really just kind of like a King of the Hill map because there's basically a big tower in the middle that you can climb up to the middle of. And that basically looks over the entire map. And it's a tiny map. It's like maybe a little bit bigger than Shipment. And it's probably like around the same size as Nuketown if you kind of took the square footage, I guess. But really fun map to play for 1v1 sniping. I've put countless hours of time onto Rust. There's that old meme where it's like, back in the day, this is where people used to settle their differences. Meet me on Rust at 3 o'clock after school. We'll 1v1. So loved Rust. Even playing it in like multiplayer for like team tactical, it was really good for capture the flag. Really fun for team deathmatch. There were even some like hacked Rust ground war lobbies when Modern Warfare 2 just came out that were like my favorite memories playing Call of Duty. So Absolutely love Rust. It's mainly a 1v1 map, which is why I didn't put it like higher on the list, but definitely worth being on here because it's just an absolute classic. Coming in at number 7, we're finally going off of the order. So this is not a Black Ops 1 map following the order. This is actually Black Ops 2, and that is Grind. So this is actually the first DLC map popping up. I believe this might be the only DLC map on the countdown, spoiler alert. But we're talking about Grind here. This was, I believe, came out in the first DLC for Black Ops 2, and it's basically a skateboarding map. The park, it's like a skateboarding park in California, like in Venice Beach. And the map is like the definition of a Call of Duty classic 3-lane map. Just straight, super symmetrical, straight down the middle. Beautiful color scheme on this map. And it plays absolutely fantastic for Domination. Domination is the game mode where 3-lane maps really shine. And this map, honestly, is probably one of my favorite Domination maps like in the history of the series. It's just so fun to play. I absolutely loved that DLC pack that came with Grind. I believe some of the other maps in that were Mirage and Hydro and maybe Downhill. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a couple years, but Grind definitely was the one that stuck out for me. And I just remember some classic videos on the map. Like, everybody's seen K-Wire Speedy's RC car montage on that map. That's a classic video. I'll have to put the link in the description for that one. And that was based on this map. So it's the only DLC one on the list. It's absolutely beautiful map. It checks all the boxes. Absolutely love playing it. Have great memories on it. So it had to be in the top 10. Coming in at number 6, we have Cliffside from Call of Duty World at War. We're going back to World War II again for this map. This is going to be the first game on the list with 2 maps. And I said that there was going to be multiple World at War maps because those maps were amazing. And I guess you could say that Cliffside falls under the category of a 3-lane map. It's more of like a stretch 3-lane just because it's such a vertical map. It's basically just like one huge rectangle. Fun fact, they actually remade Cliffside in Black Ops 1 in a map called, I don't remember the name of it, damn it. But it was like a golf course map in Cuba. It was like Fidel Castro's golf course or something like that. It was a really crazy DLC map in Black Ops 1. But we're talking about the original from World at War. It was basically kind of like Hacksaw Ridge. You know, if you guys have ever seen that movie, it was basically right on the edge of a cliff, either on a Japanese island during the war. I can't remember which island it was, but really fun map. It's perfect for sniping, but you can get away with using submachine guns and just regular rifles on the map too if you play the cliffside, because there's a lot of rocks and cover to get through. But the middle of the map is all about sniping. And this is like, oh my god, I love this map so much because World at War sniping is different from most CODs just because the hit reg is so bad in that game. So it actually kind of is hard to snipe. And I just love sniping in that game. Loved playing that map for that specific play style. And the map just looks amazing too. That's another thing that plays into picking these World at War maps is despite that game being so old, the maps in that game are absolutely beautiful aesthetically speaking. And that's why it makes the list at number 6. So let's move on to the top 5. Coming in at number 5, we have Raid from Black Ops 2. We got a second Black Ops 2 map in here. So Raid is a classic. I'm sure everybody has played this map. I believe it got remade in Black Ops 3. This map it's kind of like a Hollywood mansion in the Hollywood Hills. 3-lane map, super symmetrical, just plays beautifully for almost every game mode. Probably one of the staple maps of Black Ops 2, maybe even one of the staple maps in the history of Call of Duty. I think if you polled most COD fans, I think Raid would probably finish top 3, maybe top 5 for like favorite maps ever. This is like widely considered a fan favorite map, and I'm under that category as well. My favorite map from Black Ops 2. Have so many good memories playing that map because it just plays so well. It's so easy for you to just control your engagements on a beautiful 3-lane map. Looks really good too. It's a great looking map, and there's really nothing more I can say about it. It just plays well. It looks good. It was the complete package when you're looking for great maps, which is why it starts off the top 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Wasteland from Modern Warfare 2. This is going to be another one kind of similar to Block, where it might not be the most popular map ever, but it's one that I personally really like. So a lot of people actually, it's like, I think this is like one of those love it or hate it maps. Either it's one of your favorite maps in the game or you despise it. I love Wasteland for one reason, the AC-130. Obviously Modern Warfare 2 was the game that featured all the high kill streaks for the first time in COD. So we had the chopper gunner, we had the AC-130, the pave low, the tactical nuke even. And Wasteland was one of the maps where I used to get a lot of tactical nukes. I remember, so basically if you don't know what Wasteland is, It's a really super open map. Like, I'm talking, it's like about as open as Cliffside from World at War, maybe even more open. Pretty much no cover on the entire map except for a couple of houses and a bunker in the middle. So if you get the enemies caught outside in the open when you have an AC-130 in, it's absolute mayhem for the opponents. It's fantastic. Great map for sniping again, and you'll probably see a theme on this list that I really enjoy, like big wide open maps with little cover, just because it makes the kill streaks do way better, and that's what I enjoy a lot about COD, is just absolutely pwning people with the kill streaks. I can't believe I just said the word pwn. Wow. Never mind. But anyway, great map, Wasteland, great for sniping. Thermal Barrett 50 cal was the way to go. You get all the tactical nukes you ever want on that map. I've gotten like double nukes in that map multiple times. Just a great memories on Wasteland, which is why it's my favorite map in Modern Warfare 2 and coming in at number 4 on the list. Checking in at number 3, we have Upheaval from World at War, COD World at War. I still can't believe I said pwned, man. That was weird. But anyway, let's get back on topic here. So COD World at War's Upheaval. Great map, my favorite map from COD World at War. So this is going to be the last one you'll see here. That's 3 on this countdown for an old game that isn't as popular as some of the newer ones. But Upheaval, again, this is a classic 3-lane map. This is probably one of the most textbook 3-lane maps in COD World at War. Plays really good for like almost every game mode. It's one of the best war game mode maps. It's great for domination, great for team deathmatch, which is like the 3 main game modes I played in that game. Just so many good power positions, and if you play smart, you can really catch the enemies in a bad spot. Good for like pretty much every type of gun too. That's probably one of the reasons why the World at War maps would struggle, just because some maps are really good for certain styles and some aren't. Upheaval is one of the maps where you could snipe and do well. You can use a submachine gun and do well. You can use a rifle and do well. You can set yourself up for close, mid, or long-range engagements, which is every map should strive for those kinds of engagements, where you can do anything on the map you want. It'll cater to every play style and every game mode. Upheaval is like the epitome of that. Good-looking map, and 3 lanes. Have a great time playing it. That's why it's number 3, my favorite map from World at War. Just an absolute classic. Coming in at number 2 is Firing Range from Black Ops 1. So Black Ops 1 map finally makes an appearance on the list with Firing Range. Colorful map. Great looking map. I wouldn't necessarily consider it a 3-lane map. It's kind of a little bit different than that, but I guess you could argue it. But just a small map. It's kind of like a mid-sized map. Not necessarily small like Nuketown, but it's not like I wouldn't necessarily call it a mid-sized map. I'd say like, somewhere between medium and small. But it just played so perfectly for almost every game mode. Really good looking, colorful map. The kill streaks would go off on that map. Just, it's pretty open, even though there are quite a few buildings. Really great map for like competitive play as well. Good for search and destroy. Just overall, just complete map. Nothing bad to say about it at all. Just fantastic. Firing Range, definitely one of the fan favorites in the history of the series. And it's just Treyarch, man. I think that every single one so far in the top 4, I lied, Wasteland was Modern Warfare 2, but top 3 so far has been Treyarch. So let's go ahead and find out what number 1 is. Coming in at number 1 is Jungle from Black Ops 1. Best map ever. Plain and simple. Jungle, the kill streaks on that map, the chopper gunner on Jungle, there's nothing like it. And when you get that chopper gunner, and you're just doing their little circle around their spawn, you're getting like 8 kills. There's nothing like it in COD. That's why Jungle is the best map ever. Perfect for domination, great for TDM, symmetrical map, but it's open, not too big, and there's really just nothing wrong with the map, man. It's just great no matter where you are. There's just power positions all over the place. It really rewards a smart player, and it's by far my favorite map in COD history. Like, this was not, it was easy for me to pick Jungle. My favorite map from Black Ops 1 by far. I mean, I know that we had Firing Range at number 2, but the gap there is pretty significant. And there you go, guys. There's my top 10 maps. The top 3 were all Treyarch games. In fact, top 2 was Black Ops 1. So that's pretty crazy. Some honorable mentions would be Terminal from Modern Warfare 2, Hard Hat from Modern Warfare 3. Didn't have any maps from Ghosts or Advanced Warfare. I didn't like those games. I actually didn't have it. Now that I think about it, I didn't have any maps from the most recent 4 CODs. Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, and Ghosts. Didn't have any maps from any of those games. Wow. I mean, that's not that surprising for Ghosts and AW, but Black Ops 3, as much as I loved that game, didn't have a map that particularly stood out to me that I could put in the top 10. But Still, that's my list, guys. Tough list to create, honestly, just because there's so many great maps. I mean, there's a lot of ones I had to leave off the list. So, like, I didn't put Nuketown on this list just because I liked Nuketown in Black Ops 1, but it slowly got worse, I felt, once it kept getting put into the new installments of Black Ops. So that's why I didn't put it on the list, but it was probably an honorable mention. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know what your favorite maps are in COD. I'd be interested to see how close my list is to like the consensus. I'm imagining it's really far off because I have kind of weird taste in maps, but still, I'm interested to see what you guys like in terms of the maps. So thanks for watching, everybody. Drop a like if you did enjoy it. We're only a week away from the new game. Very excited to get started and playing the new game. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are as well. We'll have plenty of videos on it when it comes out, so don't you worry. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.